What? This is Kiel, you're watching Gamer. I just finished watching Oculus Rift live show, the reveal. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the most important information that came out of the Oculus Rift live conference. First up, Oculus Rift will be released in 2016 quarter 1. That means from January till April. Between those, January, February, March or April, one of these months, Oculus Rift will be released to the world. It will launch. But we do not have a price yet. Anyway, another big thing is Microsoft and Oculus love each other because every Oculus Rift will be bundled with an Xbox One controller to be the input for your Oculus Rift games. Not only that, Phil Spencer even came on the stage Xbox can stream to Windows 10 that will be released in July 29th, and then you can of course also stream your Xbox games to your Oculus. Because the Rift is not just a VR headset, it's more like a platform or even a console. Yeah, specific games will be made for the Oculus, for the Rift, that will only work in the Rift, and they showed off even an interface you put on your Rift and you can select your games that are on the Rift, so it's more a platform or console. Yeah, I know, weird, right? And not only that, they showed off Oculus Touch with our two controllers with a joystick in your hand. Yeah, you can say like the Wii, but with a joystick, one in one hand, one in the other hand, but with no cable between them. And they're the Oculus Touch, joysticks on every side, and half a moon here with sensor buttons on it. Because your Rift will need a sensor for input. The Rift itself has tracking buttons, and the two special controller will have tracking buttons, and then they will place a small sensor, you can see the sensor bar here for the Wii. Oculus will have a sensor bar for itself, not a bar, little dot on a standard. This is an early concept, of course, the finished product is different, and it will have tracking dots on it, but you can't really see it with the naked eye, but the little sensor can see it. Not only that, the Rift comes with built-in earpieces, but if you don't like them, you can just click them off and put your own earpieces on them. It's very compatible, and they're sound needs to be good. If you're standing there and something comes closer, you need to not only see it but hear it. So yeah, it was a cool conference to show off Oculus, stuff they were gonna specific games they announced, Chronos or Nowhere Edge, specially built for Rift that won't work on anything else. But yeah, it's I got this real vibe the Rift is a console on itself, more like a platform specifically. And of course the partnership with Microsoft. Does that mean that it will be even compatible with Xbox One? That's the big question. They said on your PC with Windows 10, but the Oculus comes bundled with this controller, an Xbox One controller. Instead of just streaming your games, a direct input-output with the Xbox One technology, that's why I say it's a platform on itself, a console on itself. Because yeah, you can stream the games from your Xbox to your Rift, but it's just streaming like Netflix, they showed off someone playing Forza, but he was in a theater and still watching a big screen. He's not really in the game yet. So that's a bummer for me. If they were you plug your Rift in your Xbox One, and then you're like in the games of your Xbox One. That would be like wow. But now you're like sitting in a theater looking at a very big screen of you playing a game on Xbox One, and then you can see around, oh, seats and seats. Not the same thing. Like the games built for Rift, you're like in the world, you're there. And that's special. Of course, you know, it was like technical stuff they said, and like they showed off some games and some partnerships with game development studios, and they were like, well, hold on, next week, E3, hold on to your horses, because you can play all those games at a booth of Oculus Rift. Everything they showed off will be present at E3. So now I'm hoping it will also be present at Gamescom, because that's where I'm going, and you as a viewer with me through my camera. And then I can test the Rift for myself, because you can't really sell VR headsets without actually experiencing it for yourself. That's the difficult part. So yeah, like Rift is really like going big booths at E3. Hopefully they will announce a price at E3, because that's going to be a big one. Because they're like treating it like a console or a platform on itself. You can give it a pricing of a platform, like, you know, $400 or euros, you know, PlayStation 4, Xbox One. Will it be higher? 500 maybe? If it's going over 500, it's going to be like a little bit of a turn off. But it uses like state-of-the-art technology, like the screens are OLED screens, like, you know, the best screens available now. And not only that, because my eyes are maybe further or closer apart than your eyes, you can move the screens with like a small touch thingy on the bottom of your Rift, they said. And like, oh, well, now my perfect vision is there for the Rift, because everyone has a different head, and their eyes are in a different space from each other. So in that sense, the Rift is very compatible with your head. It's supposed to be like very lightweight and easy to wear. Maybe like a motorcycle helmet. I don't know. I have to test it myself, but that will be the feedback I will give you as my viewer. Like, how is it to wear? How comfortably? Because like I used to drive a lot of motorbikes, so I know what it's like to have a helmet on for a very long time. Anyway, this was just a quick video of the recap of the Oculus Rift Live conference. I'm excited, I want to test it, I want to feel it for myself, so you know, they got me pumped. The E3 booth still has to be like shown off. They will probably pump us up even more, but yeah, Oculus Rift looks cool. And like it's the important announcement, partnering with Microsoft, because Sony will have his own VR headset, Project Morpheus, and they're like, it's gonna be at E3. Is it this year like really gonna be the battle of the VR headsets? We'll see. Anyway, that was it. All I can say now is enjoy and keep playing.